tell ourselves that Earth is a hospitable home, but that's a lie. Most of our planet is a graveyard of extremes where the very act of drawing breath is a calculated risk. Today, we're stepping off the map. We're heading to the corners of the world where geometry fails, where the air is a ghost, and where human grit is the only thing standing between existence and the void. These are the places that shouldn't exist, but they do. Welcome to the edge of the impossible. One, the granite sanctuary of Hunza, deep within the jagged embrace of the Karakum range in Pakistan. The Hunza Valley emerges like a turquoise secret, trapped inside a gray granite vise. This landscape was not merely born. It was violently carved over millennia by the slow, crushing retreat of ancient glaciers. The crowning jewel of this defiance is Lady Finger Peak, a granite spire that thrusts toward the sky at a near 90-degree angle. So steep that the winter snow cannot even find a place to rest. To experience Hunza is to walk through a soft haze of pink apricot blossoms, while the horizon is physically suffocated by peaks towering over 7,000 meters in every direction. It is a staggering visual contradiction that serves as a reminder of how beauty often thrives best in the most claustrophobic shadows of the world. There is a profound peace here, a sense of being protected by the very stone that isolates you. The local people have long survived on apricot kernels, believed to possess the power to fight cancer, embodying a way of life that values spiritual sufficiency over the noise of the modern world. Yet, the mountains remain the final keepers of time. For while the blossoms return every spring, the peaks eventually take everyone in a silent, eternal embrace. Two, the toxic masterpiece of Emerald Lake. In the desolate heart of the Qiantang Basin lies a psychedelic relic known as Emerald Lake, a place where industrial scars have been repurposed into a natural wonder. This surreal landscape was birthed from the remains of abandoned potash and lithium mine pits, eventually filled by rising groundwater to create a liquid god's palette. The science of this beauty is found in the extreme concentrations of magnesium and potassium, which shift the water through shades of Tiffany, blue, and deep amber gold. Standing on the shore, the thick salt crust crunches beneath your boots like shattered glass, while the surface acts as a perfect sky mirror, reflecting the heavy silence of the surrounding desert. It is a hauntingly beautiful lesson in how the wounds we inflict upon the earth can sometimes transform into accidental masterpieces of light and color. There is a strange, meditative quality to the stillness here, inviting a deep reflection on the legacy of human extraction. But do not let the sparkling serenity of this oasis deceive your senses. Beneath that inviting glow lies a chemical cocktail so potent it could theoretically poison billions, proving that some of the world's most beautiful paradises are actually its most deadly traps. Three, the roaring silence of Badain Jaran. Hidden within the shifting dunes of Inner Mongolia, The Badain Jaran Desert guards a mystery that challenges the very physics of sound. This is the land of the singing sands, where the desert itself generates a low-frequency hum, resembling the roar of a distant jet engine. This phenomenon occurs as friction between sand grains creates a booming vibration that can last for over a minute, echoing across the vast emptiness. Despite a climate where evaporation destroys almost everything, the desert is scattered with more than 140 permanent lakes hidden like jewels between the dunes. To slide down a sand mountain measuring 500 meters in height is to feel the earth vibrate and scream beneath your feet. A sensory experience that feels entirely alien. It teaches us that nature does not require rain to create an oasis. It only requires the slow, patient work of time and the weight of silence. You can find two lakes separated by only a thin ridge of sand, where one is a freshwater sanctuary and the other is a purple, hypersaline dead zone. It is a realm of impossible duality where the sand speaks in tongues, and the water survives where it should be impossible. The transient cathedral of Vatnajökull. Deep beneath the crystalline surface of southeast Iceland, the Vatnajökull glacier conceals a transient cathedral of light that defies the laws of the solid world. This is not merely a cave, it is a shifting, breathing sculpture carved by seasonal meltwater that weaves new arteries through Europe's largest frozen mass each year. Over hundreds of years, the immense, crushing pressure of the glacier has expelled every single trapped air bubble from the ice, leaving behind a material so dense that it reflects only a haunting, deep blue light. To step inside is to stand within the heart of a frozen wave weighing millions of tons, where the silence is so heavy it feels like a physical presence against your skin. There is a profound and melancholic peace in the realization that you are witnessing a masterpiece destined to melt and vanish forever by the following summer. It serves as a stark reminder that the most breathtaking sights on our planet are often the most fleeting, existing only for a heartbeat in geological time. Yet, you must remain hyper-aware of the stillness, for if the glacier begins to groan or creak, you have only seconds to realize you are standing inside a living trap, where the frozen weight of history can collapse without a single moment of warning. The eternal eye of Tilicho Lake. Perched high within the legendary Annapurna circuit of Nepal, Tilicho Lake exists as a high-altitude mirror where the very idea of life feels like an intrusion. This sapphire expanse is a product of glacial melt, caught in a permanent embrace by a ring of Himalayan giants, sitting at a staggering 16,138 feet above the level of the sea. In this thin, crystalline atmosphere, your heart hammers against your ribs with every labored breath. While the water before you remains eerily and unnaturally still, there are no fish beneath the surface and no birds in the sky. Just a sense of absolute, terrifying purity where the bustling world of man feels like a distant and forgotten memory. This is one of the highest navigable lakes on our planet. A place where the silence is so absolute, it becomes a sound of its own, forcing you to reflect on your own tiny place in the universe. It is a sanctuary of peace that feels as though it belongs to another epoch entirely, a remnant of the Earth's rawest beginnings. Because there is no visible outlet for its waters, the lake simply waits in its mountain bowl, an eternal eye gazing forever at the sky, frozen in time and held captive by the very peaks that gave it life. Six, the crimson echoes of Wadi Rum in the sprawling, silent reaches of southern Jordan. The region known as Wadi Rum offers the most visceral experience of standing on the surface of Mars without ever leaving the pull of Earth's gravity. Known as the Valley of the Moon, this landscape is a 30-million-year-old epic written in iron oxide, which has stained the sandstone into staggering shades of crimson, ochre, and burnt orange. The mineral composition of this desert is so hauntingly identical to the Red Planet that NASA has long used these dunes to test their robotic rovers before launching them into the cold void of space. As the sun begins its slow descent, the sand appears to transform into a rolling sea of liquid fire, casting long and mysterious shadows over the ancient, wind-sculpted rock formations. It is a place that provides a deep, meditative calm, proving that we do not need to journey into the stars to feel as though we have truly departed from the familiar world. Here, the history of the Earth is stripped bare, revealing a beauty that is both ancient and alien. But as the darkness takes hold, the peace is often shattered by a startling sound, as the temperature drops so violently and fast that you can hear the massive sandstone mountains literally crack under the sudden thermal shock. Seven, the vanishing sanctuary of Dariyaboyi. Hidden deep inside the Taklamakan Desert of China, a name that translates to the Sea of Death, lies the ancient village of Dariyaboyi. This fragile pocket of humanity was founded by nomadic descendants who followed the Keria River to its very end, where the water simply disappears into the shifting dunes. Life here is a scientific miracle of adaptation, sustained by populous Euphratica trees that thrust their roots 20 meters deep into the parched earth to find hidden moisture. To visit is to experience a world where the horizon is frequently erased by swirling dust storms, and the only heat for cooking comes from burying dough in the scorching sand. This village is a living testament that human culture is more durable than even the harshest climate on our planet. Finding a strange peace in the absolute center of nowhere, it is a place where spiritual sufficiency outweighs any need for material wealth. However, the future of this community is as unstable as the dunes themselves. For when the river inevitably shifts its underground path, this entire village will simply vanish back into the sand. 8. The drifting world of the Uros. High upon Lake Titicaca in Peru, you will find the Uros floating islands, a one-of-a-kind artificial archipelago made entirely from layered totora reeds. This unique way of life began centuries ago as a desperate defense strategy to escape the encroaching Inca and Kola armies. Because the bottom layers of the islands constantly rot away in the water, residents must laboriously add fresh reeds every few months to keep their world from sinking. Walking here is a disorienting sensation. The ground feels soft and springy, and you realize you are literally walking on a massive, decaying haystack suspended over a deep abyss at 12,500 feet above sea level. It teaches us that home isn't just a place where you are born, but a place you must actively build and keep afloat every single day. There is a quiet, rhythmic beauty to this life on the water, far removed from the concrete world. The ultimate expression of their freedom is found in how they handle conflict, because if you decide you no longer like your neighbors, you can simply saw your island in half and drift away into the morning mist. The mud skyscrapers of Shibam. Rising like a mirage from the Hadramaut Valley in Yemen is Shibam, a city famously known as the Manhattan of the desert. This stunning vertical landscape was born in the 16th century, a feat of urban planning designed to protect the population from both sudden flash floods and nomadic raids. These structures are a marvel of ancient engineering, consisting of sun-dried clay bricks stacked 11 stories high without a single ounce of reinforced steel. Navigating its cool, narrow alleys feels like wandering through a labyrinthine dream inside a giant, intricately carved sandcastle. Shibam challenges our modern ego, proving that humans mastered high-rise living 5 centuries before the invention of the concrete jungle. It is a place of profound architectural mystery where every wall tells a story of survival and communal grit. But this majesty is incredibly fragile and requires constant human touch to survive. For if the residents ever stop their annual ritual of plastering the walls with fresh mud, the entire city will literally dissolve and melt away during the next heavy rain. The canopy nests of the Korowai, deep within the dense, emerald rainforests of Papua. The Korowai people construct the highest everyday human housing ever conceived. Their homes are perched as high as 140 feet in the air, balanced on slender tree trunks that sway with the rhythm of the wind. This extreme architecture originated as a vital shield against rival tribes, forest floods, and the malevolent spirits they believe haunt the jungle floor at night. Built entirely from local wood and sago palm leaves, access is limited to a single notched tree trunk used as a precarious ladder. Climbing to the top requires you to trust a thin pole while staring down at a 40-meter drop. A heart-stopping experience that redefines the meaning of home. It reminds us that high-rise living was born out of a primal need for safety, not the pursuit of luxury. There is a terrifying beauty in their isolation above the canopy, where they live in harmony with the birds. Yet, life here carries a dark and sudden ultimatum. For a single fire in the kitchen means you must choose between burning with your house or taking a fatal fall to the forest floor. The sandstone altar of Abuna Yemata, high in the craggy heights of the Tigray region in Ethiopia, stands the most inaccessible place of worship on our planet. Carved directly into a vertical sandstone pillar by 5th century monks. This church was born from a desperate desire for total isolation and divine proximity. To reach the entrance, one must abandon all fear and free climb a sheer 200-meter rock face without the aid of ropes or modern safety gear. As you ascend, your fingers find ancient handholds that have been worn perfectly smooth by 1,500 years of bare, prayerful feet. The experience is a heart-stopping dance between life and the abyss, where the thin mountain air carries the scent of ancient incense and dust. It is a profound monument to the idea that faith is often the only thing stronger than the primal fear of falling. There is a terrifying peace at the summit, where the world below falls away into insignificance. Even more staggering is the local tradition of carrying infants up this vertical wall for baptism, where the open air is the only safety net they have ever known. The golden fortress of Dhankar, balanced precariously on a crumbling rock spur in the Spiti Valley of India. The Dhankar Monastery looks like a limb of the mountain itself. This 17th century fortress monastery was built to overlook the junction of two rivers, serving as a spiritual sentinel in a true high-altitude desert. Situated in the rain shadow of the Himalayas, the landscape is a barren, lunar expanse where vegetation is a rare luxury. To stand here at dawn is to watch the sunrise hit the mud and timber walls until the entire structure glows like a block of liquid gold against the jagged peaks. It is a place of such profound quiet that you can finally hear the rhythm of your own thoughts, far removed from the static of civilization. The architecture is a fragile masterpiece of survival, merging man-made structure with the raw geology of the earth. But this spiritual sanctuary exists on borrowed time, for the mountain beneath it is slowly and inevitably disintegrating, and one day, the monastery will simply rejoin the valley floor as dust. The ghost bunker of Mount Cristallo. Tucked inside a natural rock cavity on the sheer face of the Italian Dolomites lies the Bivacco Buffa di Perero, perhaps the loneliest shelter in the world. Originally built by Italian soldiers during the First World War, this bunker served as a strategic lookout in a conflict that pushed men to inhabit heights where even goats refused to climb. Reaching this door in the stone requires navigating a terrifying 27-meter suspension bridge that hangs over a yawning void of nothingness. It is a haunting architectural fossil that reveals how the desperation of war can force humanity to colonize the most inhospitable vertical reaches of the earth. Inside, the space is cramped and cold, with the raw mountain rock forming the very walls that once protected soldiers from alpine storms. There is a heavy, meditative silence here that speaks of lost history and human endurance against the elements. Though it sat in ruin for decades, it was fully restored in the year 2022, serving now as a lonely bed for any climber who happens to lose their way in the clouds. The neon sanity of Anadyr. In the monochromatic heart of the Russian Arctic, the city of Anadyr stands as a startling explosion of technicolor against a frozen wasteland. This remote settlement was repainted in the early 2000s as a radical psychological experiment to combat color deprivation and the seasonal depression caused by 9-month-long winters. Intense pigments of pink, yellow, and blue were used to create a visual buffer against the monotonous white of the tundra and the gray of the Soviet-era architecture. To step out into these streets is a surreal experience where bright, toy-like buildings vibrate against a biting 40-degree below-zero wind. It is a powerful reminder that when the natural world becomes a gray void, humans will go to extraordinary lengths to paint their own sanity back into existence. There is a strange, artificial cheerfulness to the city that masks the harsh reality of its isolation. Yet, beneath the vibrant facades, the local tin and tungsten mines sit empty and silent, and the population continues to vanish as people trade their colorful walls for a one-way flight back to reality. The eternal scar of the Karakum. In the vast, dark emptiness of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, there exists a violent anomaly known as the Gates of Hell. This 230-foot wide crater has been burning continuously for over 50 years, a fiery scar on the earth that refuses to heal. Its origin is a haunting reminder of human fallibility, dating back to 1971, when a Soviet drilling rig collapsed into a massive natural gas cavern. Fearing a deadly release of methane, engineers set the pit ablaze, expecting it to burn out in a few days. It never stopped. To stand on the crumbling rim at midnight is a visceral assault on the senses. Feeling the intense heat sear your eyelashes while the roaring orange glow illuminates the desert void. It is a permanent monument to the Earth's volatile gut and our inability to contain the forces we unearth. There is a terrifying beauty in its persistence, a raw energy that hums through the sand beneath your feet. Even more mysterious is that within this incinerating pit, scientists have discovered unique bacteria thriving inside the very flames that should destroy all life. the toxic canvas of Danakil. Deep within the Afar Triangle of Ethiopia, the Danakil Depression offers a glimpse into a world that feels fundamentally hostile to human existence. This multicolored volcanic hellscape is widely considered the hottest inhabited place on our planet. Born from the violent tearing apart of three colossal tectonic plates, this geological divorce brings molten magma dangerously close to the surface, feeding acidic pools of sulfur and salt that glow with neon shades of green, yellow, and orange. Walking here is an endurance exercise. As the air reeks of rotten eggs and the ground beneath your boots reaches temperatures of 120 degrees Fahrenheit, it is a place that strips away the comforts of the modern world, showing us exactly what the Earth looked like billions of years ago, before life ever decided to show up. The landscape is a masterpiece of toxic chemicals and mineral crystals, offering a peace that is both eerie and absolute in its desolation. It is so profoundly dangerous and beautiful that many explorers have come to name it the cruelest place on Earth. The Dragon's Back of Qiantang. In the city of Hunza, the Qiantang River hosts a phenomenon that proves gravity and momentum are the ultimate rulers of the natural world. Known as the largest and most violent tidal bore on the planet, this surge is created by a unique, funnel-shaped estuary that traps the incoming ocean tide and forces it upstream. Instead of a gentle flow, the water transforms into a 30-foot wall of liquid power that surges inland at speeds of 25 miles per hour. Long before the wave appears, you can hear a low, rhythmic roar echoing from the horizon, a sound that signals the ocean is fighting its way back into the land. It is a staggering display of nature's geometry, where river currents and sea tides collide to create layered ripples that look like dragon scales shimmering on the surface. To witness it is to feel the raw vibration of the earth as the sea reclaims the river for a few fleeting moments. There is a terrifying majesty in this display, but it serves as a lethal warning to those who get too close, as it has claimed the lives of dozens of onlookers who dared to underestimate the river's violent backhand. The swirling abyss of Saltstraumen, near the town of Badain in Norway. The ocean performs a terrifying feat of physics known as Saltstraumen. Every 6 hours, over 400 million cubic meters of seawater are forced through a strait only 150 meters wide, creating the strongest tidal current on the planet. This immense volume of water generates colossal maelstroms measuring up to 33 feet in diameter and 16 feet deep, spinning with enough force to pull down anything in their path. To watch it from the shore is to see the ocean turn into a giant, swirling drain that feels capable of swallowing a ship whole. It is a humbling reminder that water is the most patient and powerful sculptor of our world, moving mountains one grain at a time through sheer, relentless momentum. In the midst of this violent motion, there is a strange, rhythmic peace found in the raw power of the tide, a reminder of the Earth's heartbeat. Yet, the greatest mystery lies directly beneath the surface chaos. For underneath these lethal whirlpools hides a lush and silent forest of cold water corals, thriving in the nutrient-rich turbulence. The molten cradle of Hawaii. On the big island of Hawaii, you can witness the literal birth of our planet within the expansive borders of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. This landscape is a living laboratory of hotspot volcanism, where Kilauea and Mauna Loa continuously reshape the map of the Pacific. Molten basaltic lava, glowing at an incredible 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, flows toward the sea, exploding into steam as it adds new territory to the island. Walking across the Pahiho flows feels like navigating a sea of frozen, twisted rope that is still warm to the touch through the soles of your boots. It is a meditative experience that teaches us that destruction and creation are just two sides of the same volcanic coin, occurring simultaneously in a cycle of fire and stone. There is an immense sense of awe in standing where the Earth's crust is still soft, unformed, and primordial. Perhaps the most mind-bending reality of this place is that you can physically stand on ground that did not exist 3 days ago, making you an inhabitant of the newest land on the face of the Earth. The frozen stubbornness of Oymyakon. Deep in the Sakha Republic of Eastern Siberia lies Oymyakon, a remote settlement famous as the Pole of Cold for the Northern Hemisphere. Situated in a mountain valley that traps frigid air, this is the coldest permanently inhabited place on the globe, where record lows have plummeted to nearly 96 degrees below zero. In this extreme environment, your eyelashes instantly transform into tiny, sharp needles of ice, and every breath you take becomes a visible, thick cloud of frost that crackles in the stillness. The silence of the winter here is so deep it feels like the air itself might shatter at any moment. It is a profound testament to human stubbornness, proving that our spirit can find warmth and community even where biology should logically fail. Life moves slowly here, wrapped in heavy furs and fueled by hot tea, finding a quiet resilience in the face of absolute zero. But this survival comes with a rigid set of rules that must never be broken, because if you let your car engine stop running for even a few minutes, it will freeze solid and remain a useless block of steel until the thaw of July. The obsidian canvas of Haidashan, located in the arid reaches of Qinghai Province. Haidashan, or the Blackstone Mountain, appears like a matte painting from a haunting science fiction epic. This pitch-black mountain range is not made of coal, but is instead covered in a layer of desert varnish created by millions of years of manganese and iron oxidation. This dark coating is only a few microns thick, yet it blankets entire massifs in a deep, obsidian sheen that absorbs the desert sun. Against this dark rock, streams of pale yellow sand pour down the slopes like dry waterfalls, creating a visual contrast so sharp it feels alien to the human eye. It is a place of profound, minimalist beauty, proving that nature can be the most striking of all artists, using only two colors in the passage of aeons. There is an eerie, quiet mystery to these mountains, where the wind through the crags sounds like distant voices calling from another world. Paradoxically, while the rock is dark as night up close, from a distance under the right angle of sunlight, the entire range reflects light and shifts into a brilliant, shimmering silver mirror. The Martian breath of Wevereyr, near the geothermal shores of Lake Mývatn in Iceland. The earth peels back its skin to reveal a hissing landscape of boiling mud and roaring fumaroles, known as Vereyr. This primordial site is a direct pipeline to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge's magma, where the internal pressure of our planet vents violently into the atmosphere. The science here is literally out of this world. The hematite and jarosite soil signatures found in these acidic pits are identical to the data collected by NASA rovers on the surface of Mars. To stand amidst the rising steam is a total sensory assault, as the thick, pungent smell of sulfur infiltrates your skin and clings to your clothing for days afterward. It is a profound place where the crust is thin enough to hear the world breathing through its own chemical lungs, reminding us of the chaotic energy beneath our feet. There is a haunting, silent mystery to this orange-stained earth that feels both ancient and alien. You are walking through a geological laboratory that hums with a power we can observe but never control. And ancient Icelanders were so terrified of this place, they believed it was the literal lobby of hell. The crystalline highway of Karhan. Deep within the arid Khaydam Basin of China lies the Karhan Salt Bridge, a 20-mile artery of transportation built entirely from crystallized minerals. This massive structure rests upon a salt crust 50 feet thick, formed over millions of years as a prehistoric lake evaporated under a relentless sun. Remarkably, this natural pavement supports the immense weight of freight trains and heavy industrial trucks without using a single ounce of reinforced concrete or steel. Driving across this gleaming white surface feels like gliding over a frozen sea. Yet beneath your wheels, the material is as hard and unforgiving as solid granite. It serves as a stark reminder that while we struggle to build with man-made materials, nature creates its own infrastructure using nothing but what was left behind by time. There is a strange, crystalline peace to this place where human industry meets perfect geometry in a shimmering white void. It is a staggering testament to the strength of the earth. But the entire 20-mile span remains incredibly fragile. For if it rained for a month straight, the bridge would simply dissolve and disappear. The swaying gamble of Hussaini. In the upper Hunza region of Pakistan, the Hussaini suspension bridge turns a simple river crossing into a heart-stopping gamble with mortality. This bridge was constructed by local hands using nothing but weathered rope and scrap wood to span the violent, silt-heavy waters of the Hunza River. The walking surface consists of narrow wooden planks spaced 12 to 16 inches apart, leaving wide, terrifying gaps that force you to stare directly at the glacial rapids swirling far below your feet. As you move, the thin cables groan, and the bridge sways violently in the mountain wind, forcing a precise and terrifying rhythm onto every step you take. It is a place where human movement is in confrontation with physical risk, a visceral reminder that in certain corners of the world, connectivity is defined by the sheer grit required to reach the other side. There is a raw, unyielding beauty in the danger of this crossing that leaves you breathless. Besides the current structure, the torn and broken remnants of the former bridge still hang from the cliffs like a silent, haunting warning. The vertigo of fairy meadows. The journey to the northern heights of Pakistan requires navigating the Fairy Meadows Road, a high-altitude dirt track widely considered one of the most dangerous paths on Earth. This unpaved road was hand-cut by locals over generations to provide access to the base of Nanga Parbat, one of the most formidable mountains in existence. There are no guardrails here, only sharp hairpins and sheer drops of over 1,000 feet into the rocky abyss below. Experiencing this road means feeling your Jeep's tires hang just inches from the edge of a mountain abyss as the engine roars against the steep, narrow incline. It is a terrifying journey that proves the most beautiful views in existence are almost always guarded by the most treacherous and unforgiving paths. There is a silent, breathless awe that takes hold as you ascend toward the clouds, leaving the safety of the civilized world far behind. This path is not merely a road, but a gateway to a legendary landscape where the air is the I-N, and the silence is absolute, though its reputation is earned by blood, as it is known forever as the road to the Killer Mountain. The skybound rails of Tibet. Crossing the vast and oxygen-starved Tibet Plateau is the Qinghai-Tibet Railway, a monumental feat of human engineering that literally floats upon a layer of unstable permafrost. This project was born from a staggering ambition to connect the remote city of Lhasa with the rest of the world, conquering terrain that was once considered impossible for iron wheels. The science behind its success involves thousands of thermosiphons, massive metal cooling pipes drilled deep into the earth, which constantly pull heat away from the ground to ensure the permafrost remains frozen, preventing the tracks from sinking into a muddy abyss. As a passenger, you sit within a pressurized cabin, watching rare Tibetan antelopes race across the plains while an oxygen mask hangs at your seat. A silent reminder of the hostile altitude, it is a profound meditation on the power of technology, proving that human will can finally conquer the roof of the world and turn a lethal wilderness into a scenic commute. There is an immense, quiet awe in moving through this high-altitude void at such high speeds. Yet, the true cost of this victory remains hidden in the history of its construction, where engineers were forced to work in conditions so thin that sleep alone could cause permanent brain damage, requiring them to breathe through tanks just to survive the night. The Crimson Echoes of Mustang. Hidden within the rain shadow of the Himalayas lies the Kingdom of Mustang, a forbidden landscape of red rock canyons and mysterious sky caves that feels like a time capsule of a civilization the 21st century simply forgot. This ancient Tibetan kingdom remained a fiercely independent and isolated enclave until the year 2008, preserving traditions that have vanished everywhere else on Earth. The most baffling feature of this land is the collection of 10,000 man-made caves carved directly into the sheer, vertical faces of crimson cliffs, some reaching heights of over 150 feet. Walking through these arid valleys, you hear nothing but the wind howling through the canyons, a sound that mirrors the deep, spiritual silence of the Buddhist monasteries nearby. It is a place that challenges our understanding of history, offering a rare glimpse into a world where life was defined by the rock and the sky. The mystery of Mustang remains etched into its very stone, as archaeologists have found ancient mummies and relics in caves that seem impossible to reach without modern equipment. And to this day, no one truly knows who carved these thousands of sky dwellings or how they managed to scale the vertical walls centuries ago. The Iron Sentinels of the North Sea. Emerging from the gray mists of the Thames estuary are the Monsal forts, giant steel tripods that look like rusting alien invaders frozen in the middle of the North Sea. These structures were originally designed by engineer Guy Monsal during the Second World War to serve as an offshore defensive line against Nazi aircraft. After the military withdrew, these concrete and steel skeletons were abandoned to the elements, eventually becoming the clandestine homes of pirate radio stations that broadcast music illegally into the United Kingdom. Approaching these massive towers by boat is an eerie experience, as their haunting, industrial silhouettes loom out of the fog like relics from a forgotten science fiction novel. They serve as a powerful reminder that war leaves behind massive skeletons that the ocean slowly and relentlessly tries to digest over decades of salt and storms. There is a strange, post-apocalyptic peace to their isolation, standing as monuments to a time of global conflict. However, their story took a bizarre turn when one of these abandoned forts was seized and declared the world's smallest self-proclaimed micronation, known as the Principality of Sealand, which still claims its own sovereignty today. The horizon of 2 days. On the rugged coastline of Chukotka, Russia, you can stand at the very edge of the Bering Strait and witness a phenomenon that breaks the fundamental logic of time. This is the only place on Earth where you can look across a narrow stretch of water and see tomorrow from yesterday. This occurs because of the arbitrary placement of the international dateline, which threads a needle between the two Diomede Islands. Although the gap between the Russian and American islands is only 2.5 miles wide, the time difference is a staggering 21 hours. Looking across the waves on a Monday afternoon, you are staring at a landmass where it is still Sunday afternoon. A visual experience that leaves you feeling as though the clock has been shattered. It is a deep, philosophical reminder that time is nothing more than a human construct. And in this frozen corridor, that construct is completely broken. There is a profound, icy silence here that matches the strangeness of the geography. In the deepest grip of winter, the water between the islands freezes into a solid bridge, allowing a person to physically walk from the future back into the past. We have moved through cathedrals of ancient blue ice and stood upon the rim of eternal fires, witnessing a world that feels more like a fever dream than reality. These landscapes are not merely anomalies, they are profound reminders of how fragile our quiet, modern lives truly are. They teach us that the earth does not belong to us. We are fleeting guests in a theater of monumental power, standing small against the weight of 1 million years. But do not think the map is finished. Somewhere beyond the next dark ridge, another impossible secret is waiting to be whispered. And the silence of the unknown is already calling. The edge of reality is closer than you think. The true journey has only just begun. The horizon of 2 days. On the rugged coastline of Chukotka, Russia, you can stand at the very edge of the Bering Strait and witness a phenomenon that breaks the fundamental logic of time. This is the only place on Earth where you can look across a narrow stretch of water and see tomorrow from yesterday. This occurs because of the arbitrary placement of the international dateline, which threads a needle between the two Diomede Islands. Although the gap between the Russian and American islands is only 2.5 miles wide, the time difference is a staggering 21 hours. Looking across the waves on a Monday afternoon, you are staring at a landmass where it is still Sunday afternoon. A visual experience that leaves you feeling as though the clock has been shattered. It is a deep, philosophical reminder that time is nothing more than a human construct. And in this frozen corridor, that construct is completely broken. There is a profound, icy silence here that matches the strangeness of the geography. In the deepest grip of winter, the water between the islands